guys, welcome to another video. I'm your boy Nerd Chase, and we are going to be doing a movie review. Now this isn't this typical format that I normally do my movie reviews, but I'm going to go ahead and do this just to put it on out. Let's talk about Captain Marvel and see if this works. Okay, alright then guys, Captain Marvel is a 2019 superhero film and on to one of the later phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It stars Brie Larson as Carol Danvers, who ends up, getting up into this whole conflict with the alien races and Earth, and it's just a whole galactic crap hole. But anyways, this right here is supposed to be kind of the set-on prequel to how the Avengers were formed, because Samuel L. Jackson is in the film and he is playing Nick Fury, a younger Nick Fury at that. But this is somewhat of a prequel to the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, is this movie the true answer to the whole aspect of Wonder Woman? Did Captain Marvel actually, is it actually the actual comeback to the Wonder Woman film from DC? Because the DCEU and MCU have been going, Marvel and DC are just totally against each other, and when one does something, another one has to do it too as well. Because when Wonder Woman came out, it was pretty much a really good movie. It was kind of like this highlight with like female superheroes. Now that's not to say that's the only female superhero out there. No, there are other female superhero movies that are out there, but this one, and if you say superhero comic book, but comic book led female movie, yeah, Wonder Woman was the apex for its time. It actually still holds up pretty good now, even though it did come out 2 years, but it's still actually a good movie. But having said that, now is Captain Marvel just as good a movie, or even better? I'd actually say it was I'd actually say it was pretty good too. I would say it's actually a pretty good movie. Now let's get on down to it. The story actually is pretty interesting. You do have a lot of back and forth with her character, and I think it's actually decent because of the way that how it's revealing what's really going on with not only just her character, but with the overall scheme, because it does have an interesting twist to it. And I think it was actually a really good warranted one as well. I like twists like that. I like when they change things up. And for those who know about the Kree, those who know about the Skrulls, they do a really interesting take on both of these species in this, and I really enjoyed it. And like I said, there is some decent character development for the character of Carol Danvers. And I like this incarnation of her. Of course, she's more like the whole the ultimate version of the character, but I actually like this version of the character. Now, how are the characters? They're pretty decent. I really enjoyed a lot of them. Had really presence in the film. Really, if you're going to watch this movie, you're really going to see the relationship between Carol Danvers as well as Nick Fury, and they have great chemistry together. Samuel L. Jackson and Brie Larson just do a lot. Just makes this movie freaking awesome. I really enjoyed the other characters as well. I will say one of the problems I did have with the film is there are too many characters. There are characters on both sides of the fence that I would have liked to see a lot more of, and had a little bit more to do in the story. As far as the performances go, as I said, Brie Larson, Samuel Jackson, Jude Law, they are just pretty good. The other characters as well are pretty good as well. They're pretty awesome. Ronan the Accuser in the freaking movie, awesome, but really doesn't get to do anything. The one guy from Guardians of the Galaxy that was like, who? That was played by Djimon Hounsou, however you say his name. He's in the film. Don't really get too much to do to the character. So that's kind of my thing with, again, I do like the performances. I do like the characters. Visually, it's a great looking movie. I do like the looks of the Kree and the Skrulls. I think they look awesome. Great. Thumbs up to them. They did a great job with that. The score, the action is meh. I'm not gonna say there was like an actual moment where it was like, what I'm saying. The Kree technology I thought was actually pretty cool too, especially with the Captain Marvel suit. I think it was pretty awesome. Now, really, there aren't really the only issues with the film aren't really. It was somewhat of the direction. Is there feminism in the movie? Yes. but I don't think it's overdone. Same thing when I brought up with Wonder Woman. They brought it in with the times, and I think that works out really well. And I think it kind of subtle on a lot of aspects because it is for the time period that they were in, kind of like a situation for women in the military and all that. And they do bring that up, but it's not like that's what the whole movie's about. So I will say that there was a bit of humor. There was a lot of humor, specifically between Larson and Jackson, and I think it was well warranted as well. They were freaking awesome with it. There's a lot of like quick wit, smart alecky things where everybody's got to be kind of a wise guy to a certain extent. I wish they hadn't have done that so much, especially with Carol Danvers' character. I do like the exposition of the Creed, the technology, the weapons. I think it looks fucking awesome. The action sequences are pretty decent for the most part. And there are some pretty cool fight scenes here and there, but it isn't like a badass thing, you know what I'm saying? There's like no moment in this movie where it's like, okay, that was straight badass. It was some cool stuff. Like when you think about Wonder Woman, the No Man's Land scene was actually pretty badass. The warehouse fight was actually pretty badass. The Russians, Germans, whether it's going on to them, mascara was pretty badass. You know what I'm saying? The Hades fight at the end was badass. Steve Trevor's death was badass. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of more badass moments, and you don't really get that in this film. There are some pretty cool ones, but not really badass. I really will say that, you know, this movie does pretty much does deliver, and I won't say that it hit. I wouldn't say that it peaks Wonder Woman, but I say it gets really close. It's a very entertaining film. There is, I know some people would be put off with the whole storytelling aspect because while we are going with the main story, there is moments where Danvers is kind of having memories because she's an amnesiac, and so you have memories kind of thrown in all the time about her trying to figure out and remember who she is and everything. And I know some people would put that out, but I, for the most part, thought it was a good movie. I did like the performances. I think, like I said, in my character ranker, she is a good Carol Danvers. Maybe not the Carol Danvers, but she is a really good one. I did like the performances. I like the characters. I wish they would have done a little bit more. Less with the quick wits, a little bit more exposition of some of these other characters, specifically like Ronan, specifically a little bit more behind what was going on with the Creeds and the Scrolls. Yes, you get a lot about them, but a little bit more. And specifically the lead Scroll, I really enjoyed his character as well. But I like the effects. Her powers look pretty cool. The costume designs, makeup, and all that look really good. The action scenes and stuff look really cool as well. The technology, everything just looks really good. I just wish, you know, like I said, a little bit more of the storytelling concerning, probably a little bit better with her story, with her story, the back and forth. Should have been more emphasis on on some of the characters that they introduced. Come on, Phil Coulson is young. You want to see a young Phil Coulson do stuff. But anyways, having said that, I would definitely give Captain Marvel I give it a 4 out of 5. I really would. I think it was a good movie. I don't think it tops. I really don't think it tops Wonder Woman, but it's really good. And I will say they did. Will give them 2 thumbs up for the film. Anyways, guys, in the comment section below, let me know what are your thoughts about Captain Marvel. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And are you looking forward to seeing Brie Larson reprise her role in Endgame, which is coming out like another week or two? So, all right then.